somber, gravelly voiceover begins, layered over the sound of wind whistling through ancient trees. He hunts beasts, but the scars on his skin tell a darker truth. What if the monster that killed your family made you? A deep breath, the crunch of leaves under a heavy boot. The forest breathes tonight. It's a cold, shallow breath, rattling in the lungs of these ancient trees. The moon hangs like a silver coin, but its light is a thief, stealing warmth and color, leaving only shades of gray and the deepest black. Fog crawls along the ground, a spectral serpent coiling around the roots of oaks and pines. They say this forest remembers. It remembers the screams. It remembers the blood that seeped into its soil. And it remembers the thing that walks its paths when the moon is full and cold. My name is Elias. At least, that's the name I was given. The name I remember. The scars on my face, the jagged lines that map my history, they tell a different story. A story written in tooth and claw. I hunt the things that go bump in the night, the things that folk tales warn children about. But the truth is, I'm not just hunting a monster. I'm hunting a memory, a ghost from a night painted in crimson, a night that left me an orphan and something else. Nero, my loyal shadow, presses against my leg. His low growl is a vibration I feel more than hear, a warning that ripples through the silence. His fur is as black as the spaces between the stars, and his eyes hold a wisdom that transcends the animal kingdom. He was a pup then, the only other survivor. He remembers too. His senses are my own, extended. His nose tastes the air, deciphering the story the wind whispers. Tonight, it whispers of decay, of wrongness. We move as one, a silent pact between man and beast. Every creak of a branch, every rustle of a dead leaf, is a note in a symphony of suspense. The air grows heavy, thick with an almost electric tension. It's close. I can feel it in the way the hairs on my arms stand up, in the primal fear that coos in the back of my mind. It's a fear I've learned to sharpen into a weapon. Nero stops dead, his body rigid, a statue carved from midnight. A low, guttural snarl escapes his throat, a sound of pure, unadulterated hatred. He's found the trail. The scent is an offense, a violation of nature. It's the smell of a predator that doesn't belong in this world, a stench of damp earth and something acrid, something metallic. I unshoulder my rifle, the cold steel of familiar comfort in my hands. The stock is worn smooth from years of use, the barrel engraved with symbols meant to ward off evil. Each silver-tipped bullet in the magazine is a prayer, a promise of vengeance. We follow the trail deeper into the forest's heart, a place where the trees grow so close they blot out the sky. The whispers are louder here, not just the wind, but something else. Formless, sibilant sounds that slither at the edge of hearing, promising madness. I've heard them in my nightmares for 20 years. Then we see them. 2 points of light, suspended in the oppressive darkness about 50 yards ahead. They burn with a sickly yellow fire, unblinking, intelligent, and filled with a malice so profound it feels like a physical blow. The eyes of my past, the eyes that have haunted my every waking moment. My heart hammers against my ribs, a frantic drumbeat counting down my final seconds. My breath catches in my throat. I raise the rifle, the stock firm against my shoulder, the silver sight aligning perfectly between those two hellish flames. The world narrows to this single point, me, the monster, and the 20 years of hatred that connect us. The whispers intensify, curling into my mind, trying to find purchase, trying to unmake me. They speak of a shared bloodline, of a dark inheritance. Lies, all lies. The creature moves. It's not a charge, not yet. It's a slow, deliberate unfolding from the shadows, taller than a man, impossibly thin, with limbs that bend at unnatural angles. Its form shifts and writhes, a mockery of life itself. The yellow eyes remain fixed on me, pinning me in their venomous gaze. Nero barks, a furious, desperate sound, trying to break the spell. The monster lets out a shriek that is not of this earth. It's a sound that tears at the fabric of reality, a blend of a predator's roar and a human scream of ultimate agony. And then, chaos erupts. It moves with a speed that defies physics, a blur of shadow and claw. The world dissolves into a maelstrom of motion. I fire. The shot rings out, the silver flash illuminating a scene from a nightmare. The bullet strikes its shoulder, and it howls, a sound of pain and rage. It doesn't slow. It's on us. I'm thrown back, the rifle knocked from my grasp. The impact is brutal, stealing the air from my lungs. Pain explodes in my side. I see Nero leap, a black fury of teeth and loyalty, trying to divert the attack. He's tossed aside with a contemptuous flick of a clawed hand. He hits a tree with a sickening thud and whimpers, but he's alive. Thank God, he's alive. The creature looms over me, its foul breath washing over my face. Those yellow eyes are inches from mine. I can see my own reflection in them, a terrified man about to be erased. "Come at me, damn thing," I roar, a surge of pure adrenaline and defiance coursing through me. I scramble backward, my hand fumbling in the dirt, searching for my rifle. My fingers close around the cold steel barrel. I roll, bringing the weapon up, just as it lunges. There's no time to aim. I just point and pull the trigger. Another flash of silver. The bullet, my last one, finds its mark. It strikes the creature square in the chest. It staggers back, the shriek cut short, replaced by a wet, gurgling sound. A look of surprise crosses its grotesque features. It takes another step, then another, before its unnatural limbs finally buckle. It collapses to the forest floor with a heavy, final thud. Silence. A profound, deafening silence rushes in to fill the void. The whispers are gone. The only sounds are my own ragged breathing and Nero's pained whimpers from the shadows. I push myself to my feet, every muscle screaming in protest, and limp towards the fallen beast. Its body lies twisted on the mossy ground. Even in death, it is a thing of horror. But as I get closer, I see something else. Something that makes the blood in my veins run cold. Around its neck, half buried in the mangled flesh, is a chain. And on that chain is an amulet, pulsing with a faint, dying light. It's broken, cracked down the middle, but I recognize the design. It's the same symbol that was carved into the doorframe of my childhood home. The same symbol etched onto the locket my mother wore. But that's not what stops my heart. Just below the amulet, visible through the torn flesh, is a long, faded scar. A surgical scar, identical to the one I bear on my own chest. A single, horrifying thought crystallizes in my mind, sharp and cold as ice. I kneel, my voice a strangled whisper that is swallowed by the mist. This wasn't natural. As I stare, the symbol on the broken amulet pulses one last time, a faint glimmer of green light in the encroaching fog, before fading into darkness. The hunt is over. But a new, more terrifying mystery has just begun. Voiceover returns, softer, more ominous. Some monsters aren't born, they're made. And sometimes, the hunt doesn't lead you to a beast, but back to yourself. If you want to uncover the truth with me, follow our journey. Subscribe, and let's step into the darkness together. Thank you for watching.